Today we're driving the 2022 Porsche Macan S. This is my first time testing and reviewing a Porsche Macan. So we're going to give you guys some first impressions on what this has been like to experience in the first couple days. We'll talk about some of its features, we'll take it for a drive and see how it does on the road. So some information first. This has a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6, gets a bit of a power bump for the 22 model year. It now makes 375 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. That picks up where the previous GTS left off, and now the new GTS gets even more power. We'll be testing one of those a little bit later this year. Let's walk you around this real quick. We'll show you what it looks like outside, and then we'll delve into the interior here. Pretty nice looking spec. Love this blue. 20-inch alloy wheels. 295 40 R20s in the rear, wrapped in Michelin Latitude Sport 3s. Actually a pretty sticky tire for a performance SUV. Massive 6-piston Porsche calipers up front. 265 45 R20s. I've always thought the Macan is one of the better looking SUVs on the road. It has pretty nice compact proportions. It's spacious enough on the inside, practical enough. What you lose in outright interior volume, you gain in driving dynamics and enjoyment factor. Trunk release button is right under the rear wiper, which is kind of cool. Nice amount of cargo space back here. Loading floor is a little bit on the high side, but you do get an inflatable spare tire back there, which is very nice. I appreciate that. Rear seats fold down, but you do have to fold them down from the back. 2 buttons here to lock and close the vehicle. Quad exhaust tips. Again, pretty cool spec on this Macan. I like the seat material too. The middles are a little bit rough, but the sides feel nice and soft and supple. Super easy ISOFIX latches there for car seats. Pretty easy to get into the back. I'm 5'10", seated behind myself. I have enough legroom back here, not a ton of room to stretch out, but it's cozy. I have some rear temperature controls, heated rear seats, 2 USB-C ports. There's the armrest with a couple cup holders. Pricing on the Macan S starts at around $66,000 with destination. This has a few options on it. It has the Sport Chrono package, which enables launch control, Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus, and the Premium package. Prices tested is about $72,000, $73,000. It's also painted in Gentian Blue Metallic, which is a gorgeous color. That's an optional extra too. Love the new Porsche headlight design with these 4 LEDs. Let's take a look under the hood. Again, 2.9 liter twin turbo V6. It's rated for 17 miles to the gallon in the city and 23 on the highway. And this engine, of course, is mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which just shifts amazingly well. Look at this hood. Kind of like the Mini Cooper where it wraps around the headlights. Wow. Big body panel. Nice looking engine bay. All right, let's hop inside. We'll show you around the interior and then we'll take this for a drive. All right, very classic Porsche interior. You notice when we started up the vehicle, keys on the left. It's not actually a key, it's just kind of a stalk that you turn while you have the Porsche key in your pocket. Here that is. Looks pretty nice. The first thing I noticed when I got into this is all of the gloss black haptic touch controls here for our settings. I purposefully didn't clean it for this review so you could kind of realistically see what it's going to look like after a week of use. A few fingerprints, a little bit of dust. You'll basically just want to keep a microfiber with you in the glove box. My only main complaint with this system, everything's pretty well laid out. It's easy to operate and touch things, maybe slightly less convenient than an actual physical button. But the problem I have with it is that it reflects sunlight on bright sunny days like crazy. So you're either going to be wanting to wear polarized sunglasses or have a big forearm that blocks that light while you've got both hands on the steering wheel. We have a nice looking Porsche infotainment here. Nothing too different from anything else that we've tested from Porsche recently. Apple CarPlay integrates nicely. Screen is responsive. Beautiful display color, contrast ratio, all that stuff. CarPlay is a little bit tiny in this screen. It would be nice if it filled up everything, but maybe we'll see that in a future update. We do have a very clever place to charge our phone. Just slip it right in there with the screen facing out, and we've got wireless charging. Though it doesn't seem to be activating right now. Maybe I need to flip it around. There we go. That should do it. Very simple and well laid out controls for climate. You can easily adjust your temperature, your fan speed, heated seats, air direction, damper stiffness, turn off traction control. Your parking brake is right below this shifter. I like that Porsche gives us a traditional shifter here. Feels great in hand, has a really nice action to it. Paddle shifters behind the wheel, no shifting control from the gear selector here. This Macan S isn't equipped with the air suspension, but we also do have an off-road mode. Very typical Porsche gauge cluster. I'll turn on the headlights so you can see that a little bit better. I love that they've stuck with analog gauges. It just looks a little bit higher quality and more special, I think, than a fully digital gauge cluster. You still get this digital pod over here to the right. You can see a bunch of different information there, from navigation, what music is playing, tire pressures, various vehicle information. We'll just leave it on this temperature display here. Lighting controls over here to the left, cruise control stock down there as well, and you get this drive mode selector. You can choose between normal, sport, sport plus, and individual. And here's your button to turn off automatic stop start. In sport plus, this actually makes a pretty good noise. All right, I think it's time to take this for a drive. Oh, just washed the car, rolled the window up. That was a mistake. Rookie error right there. Nice looking reverse camera, pretty high res, super wide angle. Parking sensors all around, but no 360 cam in this Macan S. We'll start off in normal mode. Steering has a really nice weight to it at low speeds. This PDK is very smooth, off the line, almost imperceptible shifts. You do also get a drive mode where you push this button and it puts you into sport response for 20 seconds. All these drive modes ramp up various systems in the car. The biggest thing you'll notice is just the transmission programming and engine response between normal, sport, and sport plus. Lovely resistance for the turn signal stock there. Porsche just gets all of their inputs right in their cars, and that carries over into this Macan. Suppose we might as well even enable stop start. That system starts up immediately, pretty seamless, but it is something that I have been turning off pretty regularly this week. All right, sport mode. That V6 makes a pretty good noise too. Handling. Dynamically, I think this is one of the best SUVs I've driven in a long time. It just feels great on the road. It's so sharp, so immediate, and so grippy. A little bit of safe understeer at the limit, but once you get on throttle, it becomes a little bit more neutral. Tons of power too. Very meaty torque curve. And I love how easy it is to switch between drive modes here. Just a flick of this toggle. Brakes feel excellent. Tons of bite. Really positive, nice firm pedal too. Ride quality is pretty nice on the standard suspension. No complaints there. Where I'm really impressed with this Macan is just its handling capabilities. Let's even switch into manual mode. Shift this PDK ourselves. It feels so stable, so planted. Decent steering feel for an SUV too. And on power, it just rotates beautifully. See here with the paddles, pretty good response from everything. In Sport Plus, it'll drag the clutch just a little bit to give us more aggressive shifts. And then it will not hold back on letting you shift up to red line on your downshifts. That's pretty cool. There's also a button here to switch into full manual mode right here on the steering wheel. I like that. That's pretty clever. This is an amazing SUV to drive. It's just so fast, so capable, so planted. It's pretty fun to drive, actually. Even in Sport Plus mode, the engine never gets too loud or too brash. There aren't an insane amount of pops and burbles. It's just a quiet, soothing, refined engine tone. Porsche keeps it classy with this Macan S. That said, I am excited to see what the GTS can do. Alright, let's see if we can catch a couple more entrance ramps here. And then we'll head out onto some back roads and show you guys what launch control looks like. Under 4 seconds to 60 miles an hour in this Macan S. Funky looking truck here with a racing seat in the back. That's cool. Left to its own devices in automatic mode. Again, PDK is just about flawless here. Really nice transmission. We're in sport mode right now. It'll hold gears pretty aggressively. But again, all you have to do, flip that toggle switch over to normal, and you're back into fuel economy saving mode. Alright, so just cruising on the highway, what's this like? Pretty quiet, excellent levels of NVH, no issues there. Pretty good visibility all the way around too. I have a nice view out of my rear view mirror. Pretty good views out of my sides for blind spots. We have blind spot monitoring right there in the mirrors. You can see that light illuminate. Once you adapt to this cruise control stock and learn which direction everything goes, it's a pretty easy system to enable, disable, change, adjust on the fly. Would be nice to see adaptive cruise or something like that standard in a car like this, but again, it's Porsche, everything's an option. Should get about 25, 26 miles to the gallon on the highway. The materials, the switchgear, the feel of everything in this Macan S feels very high quality. For the price point starting around 66 grand, very nice SUV. Try Sport Plus out for just a minute. power here isn't blowing me away, but it's definitely not slow. This is a very quick SUV to hustle around. And of course it's German horsepower, so 375 is probably a little bit more of a conservative estimate. Some burbles there from the exhaust. This PDK is just a joy. What do you guys think? Quick launch control? That's pretty brutal. Those shifts in Sport Plus are really, really something. Alright, let's get a good entrance ramp in here. We'll turn traction back on. Feel some of that Porsche torque vectoring plus doing work there. I love how neutral this Macan S is on throttle. You can really steer this with that right pedal. Alright, while we're just cruising here, let's sneak in just a quick sound system test. See what this BOSE audio is like. Very simple volume and track selection controls on the left side of the steering wheel here. BOSE sounds pretty good. No complaints there. There is a little bit of a Porsche wail to the sound of this V6. It's subtle, but it's there. Test out these brakes real quick. Whew. Dizzying levels of braking force. For the price, one of my favorite SUVs. I didn't expect to be disappointed with this, but I didn't really know what to expect going, and I didn't think it would be as good as it is this week. And for being kind of the middle child, a pretty solid value too. Yeah. Gotta love a rear biased all-wheel drive system. Ooh, this would be fun in the snow. I bet you could really pull some big snowy slides on a set of Pirelli Winners. Ooh, is that a Carmen Ghia? It is. That is the car that got me into cars. My dad had a bright red Carmen Ghia coupe. was it. I was hooked. Happy to say that the Macan S still retains and preserves some of that Porsche magic that we've seen in a lot of their other performance cars. Just a little bit. It's subtle, but it's still there. Excited to test the GTS later this year in a couple months. We'll report on that once we get our hands on it. Take a couple more corners in this. Let's see, if you're not in full manual mode, will it upshift at redline? If you don't go through the kickdown switch, it'll bounce off redline. Cool. Growing to appreciate the sound of this V6 more and more too. I think sport mode might be the sweet spot here. It does away with those hyper aggressive shifts where it drags the clutch and just gives you a nice, smooth, accurate, precise driving experience. Maybe let's try one more launch control start here too. Traction off. You have to be in Sport Plus for launch control? Let's find out. Nope. It's deceivingly quick. Lacking the drama for how fast it actually accelerates. Porsche just makes the best dual clutch transmissions on the market. They are so good. So perfectly tuned, really nicely refined. Okay, that's going to be a wrap, guys. Thanks for watching, as always. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. We'll see you in the next video. If you want to see some more on this Porsche Macan S, we will probably have already posted videos to the Winding Road Magazine YouTube channel. Day drive, night drive, the usual stuff. And Charlie and Chris from Daily Motor will also have filmed some more videos on this, so be sure to go check them out. Love the seatbelt chime too, that's cool. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.